In a world, two men, one podcast. Will they be funny? Will they be ultimately boring? There's only one way to find out. Introducing Retro Ramblings Podcast.
This is our second impromptu podcast that we're going to try to do.
Yeah, very impromptu.
Very impromptu.
Just winging it. Sometimes I have a lot to say, but it's a lot about nothing.
A lot about nothing?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what I do too.
Yeah.
It's called I call it rambling.
Rambling.
Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying about next week is we got to get that differential rebuilt. Oh, the ball joints.
Yeah, the ball joints.
That's
we
where I
gotta
was
knock
going.
out the boots. We got to check
Yeah.
the shafts, CV shafts. We got to do that. On the rear end too, we might be getting a new diff cover.
Oh, I need to do that. Yeah, you got to remind me to take a look at that.
Okay. I'll remind you.
I keep forgetting. So Banks has this really cool differential cover, and it holds a little bit more fluid, but it's also its main design is cooling. So it's got these really cool fins, and as you drive, the air goes under.
Yeah.
And it cools it.
It cools it down a lot quicker than your standard one.
Yeah.
So, which down in the heat.
Down in the heat.
Down in the heat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. The AC.
Oh, yes.
So I found the kit.
Okay.
And it's really cool because it's got these vents, and they just fit right underneath the dash, and it's got its own little control, a fan. It's basically an independent unit from the heater.
Okay.
So the heater... See, that's another thing I'm going to have to look up is the heater that was in it. This is this big old box that was under there, right? But this kit looks cool because it goes underneath. It's got the vents and everything. And I also found the kit that brings the AC compressor up on top. And I went and I looked through some of our old videos and what the engine in and the hood and everything. And I'm pretty certain it will fit.
Okay, nice.
So... those two things right there, this thing will have AC.
Oh, yeah.
It must have AC. There's no way it can't have AC.
Yeah. We also, I don't know if they've been purchased yet or not, but I think we finally decided on some, the wheels and the tires.
Okay, those are coming up soon. Now, I got the... Should we spoil it or should we let it be a surprise?
Well, I say a surprise for those.
Okay.
Well, we can let them know we're going to do a little bit of an old school look.
It is
with
old
some
school
new
look.
school rubber on the shoe. part.
Yes, I'll tell you what tires that I want, or I'm thinking. There's these all-terrains, they're Falcon...
The Wild Peak AT3s.
Yeah, the AT3. They're a really good all-around...
All-terrain, they look good.
Yeah.
I think for this truck, I think it'll be a good fit.
Yeah, because they don't have an aggressive lug pattern, and that'll do perfect.
So yeah, but we're going to keep the old school wheel look.
Yeah.
And but obviously some new shoes.
Right.
To suit it. But yeah, I think those will complement well. I'm a fan of those.
Yeah, me too.
So.
But so as far as the progression goes, I have the order of operations in my head, and I mean so far it seems to be okay. But front diff, and then the front end. So we also need new brake rotors, new brake calipers.
Yeah.
We still have.
You need to get in touch with Callahan Auto.
I do.
They have the best brake pads money
pads.
can buy.
I agree. Yeah, we'll get Calla.
Okay.
And
I think they're located in Sandusky, Ohio.
probably.
Yeah.
I know the guy's son that works there.
Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Tom Callahan.
Yeah, big.
Son.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. He's got a cool little office in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a good segue into the movies bit.
Yeah.
We talked about movies last time.
We did.
What'd you remember that I said?
A lot of 80s movies. Didn't you say Tron?
I did. And I also said the Neutron. Not Neutron, the new...
Jimmy Neutron?
The Neutron.
The Neutron? I've never seen
Neutron.
But
Never seen... Have you seen any of the Trons?
No. I think that was one that you
And
said.
I also brought up Short Circuit.
Short Circuit.
And Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park, Back to the Future.
So I don't want to rehash on those too much, but I think, did we talk about the Terminator 2?
I know we had some Terminator references.
Okay, but the Terminator 2 it is so unique and it's probably one of the best movies ever made. One of, not the, but
yeah.
it is so good.
It's up there.
Like, what are the movies like it? There's not. It is so good. But I was thinking, oh, now it just left me.
Talking about movies.
We were. And there was a movie I was thinking of.
For me, I have a hard time, like, I can't just say, like, this is my favorite movie, but I can kind of break it down into, like, this is my favorite Western, or this is my favorite, like, comedy movie.
Hey,
like,
that's okay. I already told you what my all-time favorite was.
Favorite comedy?
No,
or just favorite
movie.
Emperor's New Groove. Yeah.
Yeah, hold strong. And it is a comedy, because I like comedy.
Yeah.
So.
No. My favorite Western of all time would have to, like, I'm obviously, like, John Wayne is the best of Western, but so I love a lot of John Wayne movies, but my all-time favorite Western has to be Lonesome Dove.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Lonesome Dove is pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Lonesome Dove.
It's good Western.
What about Dances with Wolves?
Dances with Wolf is good.
What about Last of the Dogmen?
Last of the Dogman's good.
What about Open Range?
Open Range is Bob Duvall, you kidding me?
Yeah. That movie rocks.
I like that. Kevin
Especially
Costner.
the end. You feel like you're like, oh yeah, the bad guys got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt
That's
good.
a good one. Yeah, you said Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves?
Yeah, have you ever watched any of the Young Guns? Those are some
No.
good westerns. Emilio Estevez and
Emilio Estevez. Nice.
Those are some good movies. Billy the Kid. But
Oh, Tombstone.
Tombstone, of course.
Classic.
Yeah.
I'll Be Your Huckleberry.
I'll be your
Yeah.
You know that's actually I'll be your Hucklebearer.
Hucklebearer?
Because back in the day, see now you're gonna have to drop some facts into this podcast thing. Because when you carried somebody's casket back in the day, that's what they were called, was a hucklebearer.
A Hucklebearer.
So he actually says, "I'll be your hucklebearer," but it sounds like he says, "I'll be your huckleberry."
I always thought it was Huckleberry.
I did too, growing up. But then as I have aged,
That actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'll be your
but I like
Huckleberry.
the saying better, anyways. I'll be your huckleberry.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Val Kilmer,
Yeah, Val Kilmer.
great. Yeah, dude, Tombstone's up there.
See, there's a lot of these movies that we've watched that were kind of like when we were growing up, right? But also there's some good ones back in the day, like the original Pink Panthers. Did you watch any of those?
Those are good. Yeah.
Okay.
Not all of them, but I think like the first one or two. But yeah, some of them.
Okay.
And then the other one was Steve Martin later on. Because weren't they like way back? The original ones were like way back in like the 60s or 70s, weren't they?
Yeah, they're old, and they got it's Peter Sellers, is that one?
Okay.
That's some old style one.
Yeah.
Kind of like it kind of reminds me of like Don Knotts.
Yeah.
Woo.
Don Knotts.
Yeah, got the Ghost, Mr. Chicken.
Mr. Chicken.
Some good ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Griffith. I grew up watching Andy Griffith.
Andy
with my
Griffith
dad
is
a lot,
good.
dude. It's a good wholesome family show.
Right.
Learned a lot of good stuff from old Andy Griffith.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then now if you fast forward to like today, with even in the last, I don't know, let's do the last 20 years. What's a movie that sticks out to you?
Movie or TV show?
I don't care.
In the last 20?
Last 20.
Man, so we're going back to 2004.
If you want, I mean, yeah.
So from 2004 on, a good movie that sticks out.
Or TV
Is
show.
it more so just recently? You mentioned it also last time we did the podcast thing was Top Gun.
Oh,
which I
yeah.
did feel like, I mean, that's a classic 80s movie.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like they did do a good job
It did.
of remaking that one. A lot of remakes don't turn out so well.
I agree.
So,
That's why Terminator 2 being the sequel, again, bringing that up, it's just I don't know why that made me think of this, but war movies.
ooh, war movies.
I like any not any, because like there's some that I don't like, but most World War II movies always get my interest.
Yeah.
Because I just like that. I like that.
Like that era.
I don't know why, but it's like drawn to that. Wasn't that far away of a war, but it's just fascinated me.
Yeah.
So I always like Saving Private Ryan, which was kind of gory,
Yeah.
but historically pretty close. I think. I don't know if the actual story is true, but like
It has a good story.
It's based
I
on
don't know
it.
if it's true or not, but it is. I think it might be based on it. Jeez, I don't know on that one.
I can't remember either.
It is a very good movie.
Yeah.
A lot of good cast people in that one.
There's also like Band of Brothers.
I haven't seen that one.
That's a series.
Okay.
That one's
Oh,
pretty
actually,
good.
no. I think I might have seen that one.
Yeah, that's a series. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah. I think I actually have seen that one.
Yeah. There's also. Do you remember Enemy at the Gates?
I have not seen that one.
That's about the one. That's that one where Russia's. It's Stalingrad.
Okay.
So that one's.
Have you seen Pearl Harbor?
Seen Pearl Harbor?
I like that one.
Do you like that one?
Yeah.
Doesn't have Ben Affleck in it?
Ben Affleck. Oh yeah, I can't forget
Yeah.
the
See.
other guy's name, but I just like the fighting and the planes and stuff. And
Yeah.
that one. Like that's
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So like a decent war movie's good. 1917 is World War One,
Yeah.
but was actually that was a good movie. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Really interesting perspective on that one.
There's another. I think it's called like Red Dogs.
Red
Or
Dogs.
something.
Is that one newer? Or is it older?
No, it's newer. I think it has like Cuba Gooding Jr. in it. I could be wrong on the movie title, but that's another like plane one where they're fighting up in the planes and everything. I think it's called Red Dogs or something.
Red Dogs.
I could be wrong.
Well, whatever it is, I'll put it
I
up
think
on the
I think
screen.
it's something dogs though. Yeah.
Beethoven?
No. No.
Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Beethoven.
Beethoven. Yeah.
Now you and I have actually been to Moab. Before we did recording stuff.
Yeah.
And when we did record, we didn't say anything.
We didn't know.
I just have my phone, and when I hit record, we both wouldn't talk, and I would just like hold it.
Yeah. Well, I see. This is my kind of intro into all this type of stuff I've learned now as we've been doing this. But I was just trying there to like just to get the footage. Like you'd be going down something, and I'm just filming, and I should have been like, "Hey, we're on such and such trail at this spot," and I didn't. And I was just like. And then every once in a while, I'd be like, "Okay, Colt's going down this," and like that's kind of like our intro to filming some of the stuff that we did.
Well, it's funny because I have a lot of footage from that, and some of the drone shots from other Moab videos that I've done, like on the 90 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to use some of that older first Moab stuff.
Yeah,
because
turned out good.
When we were there, that trip was so fun. But because you and I, we just drove all over. We didn't know what we were doing. It was just us.
Yeah, nothing was planned.
Nope.
We didn't know what trails we were going to go on. We kind of had an idea of what trails we kind of wanted to go on. But we'd literally like be driving on a trail and it'd be like, we'd talk to somebody on the trail and they'd be like, "Hey, like this is a very pretty scenic trail. You should go try." And we would legit would just go take off and go head over to that other trail. So
the best though is we took on that hard trail, Top of the World.
Yeah.
So we left Moab at 4.
Yeah.
And
just to get to the trail ahead.
Yeah, was
like,
an hour.
It's like an hour away.
And
which
then
we didn't know.
So it said like time was like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But that's one way.
One way.
We didn't realize that was like round so round trip was close to 8.
And that also depends on what type of vehicle you're in. Because if you're in a built buggy, you could probably
or a Razor.
Or a Razor. Yeah. Those Razors, dude. Yeah,
Razors are insane.
They just, I mean, you're starting the trail half an hour later, you know, they're coming back is what it seems like. Like, they're so quick.
So my dad-in-law's got a Razor. Well, it's Can-Am, but it's side by side.
Yeah.
And that thing is so fast. Like, you can't compete with it.
No, they're everywhere down there, but they rip through those.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But what we were doing, it was legit, like, and I felt like we weren't, like, taking our time, but we were, like, okay, like, we, you know, like, approaching the obstacles good.
That was weird.
Yeah. But, that by far is, like, probably the greatest highlight of all the trips we've done. Well, it was unplanned. It took forever, and we had to drive down the rest of the trail in the dark.
Well, and also kind of a funny thing to that, we stayed at some Airbnb thing, and the morning that we left, we swapped my headlights.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Right. Yep.
So I ordered new LED projector headlights because my old ones, I'm like, these just aren't that good. Yeah. So we swapped them out in the parking lot.
And that night we got to test them.
And that night we tested them.
I'm so glad we did.
Oh my gosh, that saved us.
Yeah.
They were so bright and so good. So we got to the top of the world at like 8 p.m.
Sun's going down.
Sun was going down. It was a pretty
like-
shot.
Yeah, it was perfect.
But then we drove down. We should have went down we should have went back the way we came.
Yeah.
But we went back. So it makes a loop at the top. But we went back the way we didn't know where we were going,
No.
and we went down some steep.
There's like
parts.
only. Okay, I guess there's two kind of obstacles that are you need to like take your time on, I guess, and just kind of think it through.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to get past those points. After that, it was kind of a breeze. We could kind of tackle everything else, but it was like getting past those two obstacles while we still had some daylight.
Barely any light.
Yeah.
But once we did, we were fine. We drove home, and then it was perfect temperature. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was nice. Then all the way down the canyon, next to the river, was nice and cool.
Yeah. But the only place open at that hour was Woody's Tavern.
Yeah, it was the only place to get food. We
And
were hungry.
oh my gosh, about went deaf. I got in there. The guy, like, you see his lips move.
You couldn't understand what he was saying.
I was, and then next thing you know, I got a bracelet on, and I'm trying to order. I'm trying to tell the guy like what I want,
Yeah.
and I'm just like,
You just legit just.
I'm trying to point,
at the
and
menu.
he's like, I'm like, I don't know what you're saying,
Yeah.
and he's just like, and then.
And then like the only like table that was left to eat at was like right next to where the band
the
was.
band, it was so loud.
Yeah. We just ate and then left.
Hey,
We
but
couldn't-
you had a chick hit on you though.
that was very awkward.
That was hilarious. She came in with like a big pitcher of beer, and what'd she say? She's like, I wanted a
She's like,
soft
I
place
need a
to land.
soft place to land, and she sat on the seat across from the table, and I was just like on my phone, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this is so weird. And then Colt finally comes back and sits down, and neither one of us said anything, and then she finally got up
And
and
she
left.
left.
Super awkward.
That was so
She was-
awkward.
I think she was sauce.
I got a picture of that of us there though.
Did you?
Yeah, right here.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to eat in Moab, go before all the good places close.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good time. So we got to go again.
Moab.
Yeah.
There's such a like. Now that we've been a few times, dude, it's one of those places where you can just go time and time again, and there's so much to see, so much to explore.
Yeah.
There's so many trails,
So pretty.
and just if that's what you're into, definitely plan a trip and go. It's worth it.
Yeah. Even if you don't do much wheeling.
Yeah. It's
So-
still pretty down. You got Arches is down there,
Yeah.
Canyonlands is down there, Dead Horse Point is down there.
True.
You can drive through Moab and keep going down to Monument Valley. Just that whole area is just packed full of stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any good ghost stories? Or should that be another podcast?
Ghost stories. So this isn't one of my personal ghost stories.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Well, so this is the thing. I really wouldn't. I don't know if it's a ghost or not.
So do you believe in ghosts?
I don't believe in like Scooby Doo ghosts.
Why
I
not?
don't believe in like.
What
that
about
type.
Casper?
No.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Even though you can see him.
He's so friendly.
The friendly ghost. But this story comes from my uncle,
Okay.
and he had a buddy growing up that was just a wild guy.
Is this children appropriate?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing bad.
All right. Let's check.
But, so I wouldn't say it's a ghost story, but you'll understand why.
Well, then what is it?
Well, it's kind of like a scary story. 'Cause
Okay.
Imagine this is you as I'm telling the story, okay?
Okay.
So my uncle had this friend growing up, just a wild kind of guy. He did a lot of river rafting trips. He'd just take random trips way out into the desert and just go sleep out in the desert by himself. Like just that kind of stuff. Just an adventurous type of guy, always doing trips and everything. Well, he was out in the desert, out in Arizona, and decided just to sleep in his car while it's hot in the summertime. So he has both of his windows rolled down in his car, and he has his feet out the window, and he's sleeping on the front like bench seat. This is probably back in like the 90s, and he's just dead asleep, like way out in the middle of the desert, nobody around him, and somebody he felt somebody like grab his foot because his feet are out the window. And it startled him. He woke up and got out his flashlight. It was like he couldn't find or see anybody in sight. And he's like the only one out there and around.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah. So
wow.
he's told this story like multiple times to everybody. Swears upon it. His buddy swears upon it. So I wouldn't say it's like a ghost story, but it's like, what was that?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. What about you? Any ghost story?
No. That's why I always ask everyone else.
Spoiler alert, if you've stayed this far
Wow.
into watching this, I got a car talk with Kalen that'll be coming up that I've been telling you I want to talk about my favorite vehicle
Okay.
of all time.
Okay. Of all time.
Of all time.
Well, I definitely threw you off with the Ferrari.
Yeah, you did.
And I gotta tell you, I actually would like to change car.
Okay.
And do you know why? Because Ferrari, and I don't care if they watch this. I don't know if they'd ever watch my video. But Ferrari kind
Some
of,
guy at the Ferrari headquarters is watching this right
they're
now.
very selective on
who gets to drive
who gets to drive it, and if you drive it, you can't do your own oil changes and stuff on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You have to take it to like a Ferrari dealership.
They
like that specific.
It's almost like if you buy the car, it's still only yours to like
just
on
drive.
lease.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like they lend it to you, and but I don't like that. I don't like strings attached kind of things.
They're probably also ones where like they have like very specific wheels designed only for their cars. Like I know the guy I knew, like his wife had a Mercedes, and it was a very weird. It was like a 19 or something. It was like the rim size, and you can it's only like Mercedes or something that makes that specific.
Yeah.
And you have to get it like the wheels and tires like custom, like just for that. It's like kind of odd stuff like that. But
right. So if I mean, as cool as it would be to have the Ferrari, it'd be cool. I changed it. Okay. Do you know what I'd actually change it to now?
I don't know, because you threw me off with saying Ferrari.
Okay.
But I could tell you this. If you got a pick of like any truck, like older truck, I know that you would want a square body.
I do like a square body.
I know you do.
Because I fit in a square body. I'm building the Chevy truck, and I'm already seeing like it's gonna be tight for me in there.
Yeah. But a nice, good old clean square body you can take into town.
Okay, but this is a going to church rig, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Was that some of the?
That was some of yeah.
But getting back home, you can drive a long way, right? If you wanted to.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's what it is.
Is it newer or older?
It's newer.
Okay.
It's newer. And I think the cutoff year, I'll have to fact check myself, is like 2019 or 2020.
Oh, so it's like newer.
Dodge.
Oh.
Viper.
Oh, Viper.
SRT.
Okay.
Hennessy edition.
I don't know if I've seen that.
So this thing is sick.
So when you said Dodge, I thought you were gonna say Challenger with like the Demon motor.
No, because like a lot of people have those.
Yeah.
Right, and so like.
So you want something that's.
How many people have Dodge Vipers?
Not very many. Well, they don't make very many of them
Exactly.
in the first place.
They're
like the '90s Vipers.
Yeah. I mean, those are cool.
I've only seen like an actual seen one in like real life. I've only seen maybe like one or two.
They're kind of small.
Yeah.
But the
V10s.
Yeah, they're V10. Guess they're like an 8.4 liter.
Oh, yeah, they're huge.
It's a huge V10.
Yeah.
This one's like 1,000 horsepower.
Stock from the factory.
I'll fact check myself.
I'm pretty sure it is if it's new.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what I changed mine to instead of the Ferrari, because Dodge they don't care. They were like they'd be happy for me to take their car.
Yeah.
So that's what I would change to. Everyone's got a Challenger, a Charger.
Do they still come in, because nowadays everything's going over to like the 10-speed transmissions?
Oh,
so is that something that's still like a manual?
It's a manual, yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's manual 6-speed.
Those are far and few between nowadays.
Yeah. And I've seen guys put twin turbo kits on those.
That would be cool.
1,200 horsepower.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous what they got.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see that Cletus McFarland one where they got like that work truck thing, and they got that special crate motor to go in it?
Yeah.
And, like just on regular gas, it already makes like around 1,000 horse.
Yeah,
or
dude, isn't that
over
nuts?
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
And those are cool, fun toys, but like.
Yeah.
There you go, Dodge Viper. I'd pull up the church in that.
Oh yeah, nobody else is gonna have one.
Exactly.
Unless you go to a nice church, maybe.
Nice church.
Not out in the country. No one's gonna have that.
I'd be the right. Pastor's got the Dodge Viper. Anyway, I think that's a good equivalent, like a good trade-off there.
What color?
Oh, that's good.
I know Viper. They do a lot of like blues with white stripes, reds with white stripes. They kind of.
Here's the thing, man. Like, I do like black when it's clean.
Yeah.
Like looking at the frame there, like it's nice, shiny black, but it's hard to keep clean.
It is.
It's very difficult.
It really is.
So probably black.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what about like older Ferraris though? For example, like on Ferris Bueller,
I got a
Ferrari
very
GT California.
Yeah, I got a very good also another very good reason not to get that too. Even if it was my dream car, and I could even if I could just go get one.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to, because like that one you just mentioned.
Rarity of it.
The rarity. I don't want anxiety.
Of driving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want something I can go like because if I go and the Viper gets a dent, like it can be fixed. Yeah. The California that's like 1 of 10, I don't want that kind of responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, so and also that is a small car.
That is.
I would fit in a Viper.
Yeah.
A
lot of cars back in the day were really small.
Well, especially something like that. Yeah. I also don't want like an old Lamborghini Murcielago, you know, the original Goldwing doors.
Oh,
is that what that is?
I think so.
No, that's the Countach.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? The first quintessential Lamborghini with Goldwing doors, big back tires.
Oh yeah, okay.
Those are also terrible to drive. A lot of people that have them say they're terrible.
Did those come out in the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think there's one in what's that movie? Cannonball Run, which you still need to watch.
Oh yeah, I still need to watch it. You're right.
Yeah.
But they're actually awful cars. Another one
I've never driven one.
You know what I also thought about saying though was also the DeLorean.
Yeah. But how many of those are there, you know?
There's a good amount of those around. There's some with parts, but I mean, that's a cool car.
If you're going, my all-time favorite, if you're going a car from a movie, like we said Ferris Bueller and now Back to the Future, my all-time would have to be from Dukes of Hazzard, the Dodge Charger,
General Lee? See, not for me. Yeah.
Which I don't need that specific paint job, but
yeah.
69 Dodge Charger, I'll take that all day.
Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know if I would.
Just the look of it.
The look's good.
The sound of it,
the taste of it, the smell of it. Yeah, the DeLorean I put some thought into because that would also be that's a head-turning car. But if you get one that's like original, a lot of them have the engine that came with it was terrible. It was a small 6-cylinder. It was garbage. But an LS swapped.
Oh yeah, you're definitely going over 88 miles per hour.
Yeah, but that's here's the thing. Like I'm already doing like a resto mod. The Dodge Viper would just kind of be from the factory. I wouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah, you basically just turn the key and go.
It's a good car from it. Oh.
Hey, your camera died.
Mine died. So anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this second impromptu podcast.
Popcast?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah.
Retro Wrenches Rambling?
We'll think of something.
Yeah,
whatever it is, it'll be in the
good
title.
name.
So, anyway, guys, have a good one, and we will talk to you next time.
We'll ramble on to you next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Peace out.